So today's the 16th of March. It's week 7. I thought I'd just have a little sit down with Charlie, my collaborator, and have a little talk about what we've done so far, where we think we're at, where we want to go in the future. There's two avenues we can talk about now. It's where we want to take this particular project, this little poem machinima that we've been making, and also what we want to do in terms of future devised work, because that's the goal. So that's what we would want to do if we were going to do this in the future, either in the outside world or on a different module. We might also have a little think about it in terms of showing a quick bit of it at a lecture demo, just as a sort of like a teaser, maybe. I had a chat with my supervisor last week, Charlie, and he said that we should definitely be focusing on doing more on this poem for now, in terms of what we're going to show.
Delivery of it.
Yeah, he liked the delivery. I showed him the video that we took.
Okay.
And he thinks the delivery is fine. He specifically wants us to think more about sound now, whether that's film scores.
In general.
Yeah, whether that's film scores or whatever. But in terms of for the lecture demo, for the assessment, he wants us to definitely concentrate more on this and developing this, and maybe not worry too much about doing a little devised teaser. If we find the time to do that, maybe that's something we'll discuss, but I don't think it's probably not the biggest concern.
Not imperative.
No, it's not imperative, exactly, no. But I had a little, before you got here, I had a little write down of what we've done so far. So, I mean, first things first, we had a chat about what the vision was, what the idea was, because the whole point of the module is to sort of work interdisciplinary. So, bringing two disciplines together.
Okay, yeah.
Mine is theatre making, yours is film making. But my original plan was to work in the realm of theatre and video games. So I was thinking of maybe working with a games designer or programmer.
Yeah.
But that took a back seat when I started thinking about machinima, and I was like, well, machinima is virtual filmmaking. I need a filmmaker. So that's where you came in.
You don't need a skilled gamer, really.
Not really. No, I want someone who's more, in the realms of shots, sort of directing, storyboarding, imagery, narrative, that sort of thing, maybe. So that's where you came in. So now we've got this sort of like triangular, sort of freeway collaboration going on between theatre making, filmmaking, and video gaming. It's just that what's happened is video games are sort of the vessel for our collaboration of our filmmaking, theatre making sort of collab, which is fine, I think.
Just a platform, yeah.
Yeah, it's fine to have this sort of little triangle. I think it's quite nice to be interdisciplinary, as it were. So we had a little chat about machinima. I showed you EK Theatre, which are, to my knowledge, the only real machinima theatre companies that are active at the minute.
Yeah, as far as I know, yeah, people who actually do it for a living,
Yeah.
of any sort.
Their work's quite interesting. Their work is different to what. Well, I want to say their work is different to what we're doing. What we are doing right now is not that different to what they do. What we eventually plan to do is different. So for them, they find classic texts like Greek mythology, old literature like Edgar Allan Poe, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then they play video games live, and they've got like a sort of a bank of computers set up.
And about 5 people there.
Yeah, and about 5 people sort of switching between different setups and consoles and different games, and then they sort of tell the story live whilst also showing the video games. So they've done like Mask of the Red Dead Redemption, so Mask of the Red Death, partly in Red Dead Redemption, that sort of thing. So that's fine. And what we want but what they don't do is have they do have a live performer, but they don't necessarily have all, on stage performing, acting, as it were.
Yeah, I've not seen them do that at all.
Alongside video games, and that's what we want to do. The way we've gone about it right now, this sort of poem that we've done is more just it's like a experiment sort of thing. It's been like a workshop for us where we've just wanted to have a practice, haven't we, really? And we did that with the poem, and So yeah, like the poems have sort of been like a way of experimenting and workshopping and sort of practicing and getting familiar with the process of creating live machinima.
Yeah.
Well, pre-recorded for us, but creating machinima that's going to be presented.
Just an easy
Live.
start-off point, seeing as that's what EK Data use
Yeah.
mostly.
So like, what do you? So yeah, we had a chat about EK Fit. We had a look at what they do, and then we thought the best thing to do first as a workshop was to. So like a big, I think a big thing in filmmaking is storyboarding. So what shots you want and whatever. And we had the idea of why don't we just do that in a video game? Why don't we just get some found text for now?
Yeah.
Something quite provocative and striking in terms of the imagery, which is why we sort of lumped for poetry in the end. And we thought, why don't we just storyboard it? We'll have a read through. We'll think what game could work where. Then we'll head into that game. Then you can, start with your filmmaking sort of knowledge and find a shot, get the shot, take a screenshot, stick it on the storyboard, and then there we go. So, how did you think that went for you?
The storyboarding.
Yeah.
It was very good actually. I was impressed at how easy it was to get stuff from the game straight away.
Yeah.
It's definitely a better way of doing it rather than thinking of shots that you need and then looking through the games.
Because I feel like
looking through games to see if there's good shots in it at all.
Yeah.
You do need the knowledge of games for that.
Yeah, and that's where I come in, I guess.
Exactly.
So, it was a pretty painless sort of exercise, really. There were some bits where we sort of didn't know of a game to really do, or sometimes I think we were a little on the nose in what we chose.
We didn't do too badly with that, but
no, but
we were aware of that.
Yeah, some of the stuff is just like it's a bit obvious. It's like, oh, I think maybe in a future sort of exercise, maybe try and be a little bit more not subjective, but like left field.
Well, I think we'd be much happier with it if we did write our own piece for a future thing.
Yeah, which we will do.
So you've got complete freedom and you can think about the games as you're writing it.
And I think it'd be a lot sort of easier in the sense that it'd be a little bit more linear. What we've got right now isn't that linear. It's very much.
There isn't really a narrative at all.
Well, there's not a narrative at all, and that's because of the text.
Yeah.
But it jumps from one game to the next game. So like there's 9 games. There's nine shots, 9 sort of panels to the storyboard.
Yeah.
8 games. And the one game that is repeated in GTA is not consecutive. There's like 3 games in between each GTA clip.
Yeah. There
So it goes Unravel, Last of Us, GTA. Fourth, I want to say, is
Portal's in there somewhere. I think.
no, yeah, it goes.
I'm not too sure.
It goes Unravel, GTA. No, it goes Unravel, Last of Us, GTA. Fourth is Grow Home. The one with the trees.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Then it's Fallout 4, Portal, GTA, Skyrim, Human Fall Flat.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I think if we were going to do a future piece, a device piece, we'd want something a bit more linear, where it's like maybe you're not jumping between each game. You want something maybe with a recognizable character. I feel like what I like the idea of, like, in terms of a future piece. I like the idea of having the performer on stage saying one thing, and maybe the video game's providing subtext or like an image for something. So if I'm speaking about something, maybe say you're speaking about, I'm trying to think of a good example. So say for example the performer was talking about trying to escape something, like running really fast to just try and escape. Maybe you do Sonic.
No, yeah.
Like
That's
just
what came to mind.
Yeah, just sort of like running, really fast and whatever. That sort of thing where it's like you use the video games to provide added context or subtext or
Yeah. You don't have to worry
imagery.
about being on the nose, but
No.
you can also have something that doesn't relate that strongly to exactly what you're saying. It's not like a.
And sometimes you can maybe go for something a bit. I'm going to use a film making term. You go for something a bit Brechtian.